What is going on, everybody? I am D Venom. Thank you guys for joining me in regard to addiction, relapse, and recovery. Any amount of positive energies, and Lord knows that I need them right about now, are always welcomed, not only on this particular platform, but all of my social media platforms. Moving on. I created some content for you guys earlier, letting you all know, especially my people of addiction and relapse, I pretty much dove into another 12-step meeting last night. The meeting is, NA-based, Narcotics Anonymous, main topic of discussion, methamphetamine. Those of you who have been following my own personal journey with addiction already know that my drug of choice is methamphetamine. Anyway, to my recollect, every Wednesday, there's going to be a guest speaker that tells their stories in regard to battling methamphetamine. Anyway, last night they did have a guest speaker, and their story was fantastic. I had a good time. I met some very interesting people, and I plan on going back this particular Saturday. I also foreshadow in that content that I will be going to a center called RECOVIA here in the Valley for further treatment in regard to my walk with sobriety. And everything went great, aside from the fact that I got sick a couple of fucking times and threw up and whatever else. They probably thought that I was, fucked up on methamphetamine and opioids or some shit. Ever since I started this particular medication that I'm trying to advocate for, Naltrexone, if I'm not mistaken, that is a blocker of opioid withdrawal and cravings, and it's also a blocker of methamphetamine cravings and withdrawal. It just hasn't been agreeing with me, and I want to give this medication a chance, but I don't like feeling lethargic and throwing up pills and shit like that. And I can understand in the beginning, when I wasn't really eating with the medication, why I would feel this particular way. But I've been eating with the medication, and I'm still feeling sick. And I started this medication, I believe it was last Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, at 50 milligram. Anyway, I go to the center, and I started feeling ill. And I get closer to the center, and I'm like, I need to settle my stomach. So I stop at a 7-Eleven, and I ended up getting a Sprite. I don't think they had 7-Up, but y'all know the old trick. Your stomach starts hurting and shit like that. You get a Sprite or a 7-Up, and it settles your belly. So I did that, and it settled my stomach for a minute, but that lethargic feeling would not go away. I knew eventually I was going to have to throw up. But anyway, I go in for the intake, and I'm, doing my paperwork. I go through the physical aspect of therapy. And that went great. They asked me a series of questions. I did a couple of, movements and stuff like that for the person that, I was doing the therapy with. And, after that, I talked to the mental aspect of it all in regard to therapy, I do believe. And that went great. I was asked, once again, a series of questions and whatever the case may be. And no, before I went to go talk to that person, I started to feel lethargic in regard to the first session that I went through. And I had to excuse myself. I'm like, I need to go to the restroom because I was about to throw up in that office, and that would have been embarrassing. So I excused myself. I went to the restroom, and I ended up, throwing up some of that medication and, a little bit of what I did eat. Anyway, I made it through the session. I'm sweating profusely. I'm going through hot, cold flashes. I'm just going through it, and I'm not liking it at all. Anyway, I get ready for the second session, And as I'm going through the series of questions, I'm starting to get sick again. And I was telling them about the Naltrexone medication, and they knew exactly, what I was taking and whatever else. Before I could even tell him the name of it, I was just telling him I feel ill. My prescriber got me on this particular medication that's a blocker against the cravings of methamphetamine, and they named it instantly. They recommend that I take the pill at night because I take it in the morning time. And I guess because of the fact that I would be sleeping, I wouldn't be going through, or I wouldn't be feeling those, I wouldn't be feeling that lethargic feeling, because I'll be asleep, in a nutshell. I don't know. I just honestly don't want to take it at all, to be honest with you. But anyway, I may take the advice and go from there. But I felt like I had to throw up, and I reached for the garbage bag. I mean, the garbage can, and they were like, do what you have to do. I've seen it tons of times. If you need to go to the restroom, it's right across the hall. If you need to use, the wastebasket, is right here. Luckily, I didn't throw up. I threw up in my mouth, and I ended up swallowing the shit back down, which was even more disgusting. But I wanted to be a trooper and get through what I had to get through in order to get the fuck home, and so that I can lie down and, relax. Anyway, I made it through that session, which, like I said, I believe is the mental portion of it all. Then I had to go through the last portion, which my mind is just so fucked up right now because I can't believe I got sick, that I can't even think of all the steps that I went through. But I went through the last portion. I, once again, was asked a series of questions. And, as I'm being asked these questions, I'm starting to get that sick feeling. And I was telling, no, it's the medical aspect of it all. So I went through the physical aspect, the mental aspect, and the last portion of it was the medical aspect. So that gave me a chance to tell the person that was pretty much asking me the questions, interviewing me basically, that the medication is making me feel this particular way. They recommend, because the pill can be broke in half, that I break it in half and take only 25 milligrams of it and do that for about 4 days and then increase it back up to 50. I recommended, if I'm going to do that, I may as well take 25 milligrams in the morning and then take the rest of it at night and then see how it affects me. I'm going to push through it, because I've been hearing some great reviews in regard to how the medication works for other people. Now, the person that pretty much interviewed me or asked me these series of questions in regard to the medical aspect wants to include another medication with this Naltrexone or whatever the fuck it's called. Hold on. But they want to include another medication with it, because I guess that is even more beneficial in regard to blocking the cravings of methamphetamine. But they want to see how this new regimen that was recommended to me will work. And hopefully I won't feel sick. But anyway, as I am going through these series of questions with, with the person that was, asking, baby, I'm sorry, you guys. When I was going through those series of questions with that particular person is what the fuck I meant to say. I reached for the wastebasket. I'm like, I'm going to get sick. So I didn't throw up in the wastebasket. I caught it in my mouth and I swallowed it, and that didn't work. After a while, my ass had to get the fuck up. So I ended up getting up, went to the restroom, and I couldn't even make it to the toilet. I ended up throwing up in the sink, and I threw up a good 2 times, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Hold on one second. Let me get the medication. Naltrexone. But anyway, I'm going to push through, and I'm going to follow the recommendations of the therapist and the medical team there and see how it benefits me. And if I feel any particular way in regard to wanting to throw up, I'm just going to discontinue the medication. They have a shot that you take once a month that's even more effective in regard to blocking the cravings of methamphetamine. But I mean, shit, I really want to take the motherfucking pill, more or less a damn shot. So I'm not sure if I'm for that or not. But anyway, aside from me getting sick from this damn pill, I had a great experience. I enjoyed the series of questions that I was asked. I like the setup of the organization. I like the fact that they have a holistic approach. That's where the physical aspect of it comes in, because drug addiction is not just about the mental aspect. You know, you go through the physical phase as well, and I never had a holistic approach in regard to medical care. So it's kind of interesting how they're going about incorporating spirituality and the physical aspect of it all, and the emotional aspect of it all. And they even said that they see greatness coming from me. How can I say it? They see greatness out of me once I fully participate in the program. You know, they see me succeeding. In a nutshell, I see myself succeeding. And I'm so thrilled and happy to be moving forward now, 7 days clean. Another thing is I'm going through methamphetamine withdrawal. I've really never been through methamphetamine withdrawal before. The longest I've given myself a break from methamphetamine has probably been about 2 months. So I'm going through it. The fatigue, the headaches, me being off balance in a lot of different ways. I'm going through it, and I'm going to continue to go through it until this motherfucking methamphetamine is completely out of my damn system. But my people of addiction, is well worth it. Oh, I have an annoying ass fly in here. Get out of here. Damn. But anyway, my people of addiction, is well worth everything that I am going through at this particular point. Me getting sick, all of this shit. You know, it's all going to balance out, and I'm going to be a success story. You know, I'm already a success story, but I'm going to be even more of a success story once I not even complete the program. You know, once I get in the middle. I mean, shit. I just cannot wait until the magic happens. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to end this content, but I just wanted to reach out to y'all and let y'all know everything went great aside from me getting sick. So I will keep y'all updated with this Naltrexone medication and let y'all know if cutting the pill in half and taking one half in a day and one half and the other half at night has benefited me. And if it does, I'll let you guys know so that y'all can move forward with the medication if you so choose to. All right, you guys, y'all have a blessed one, and namaste. Sober living, happy sober living. Bye-bye.